normally would release this about every 2 years, is it? So I don't know if you're familiar with this magazine. Every 2 years it would come out. In our hotel rooms, as of right now, this magazine is in every guest room. It's called Newark Bound. It's promoting all Newark businesses. Gordon was fantastic in partnering with the publisher for this edition, and we're now going to be having something called Elizabeth Now, which will feature all of our local Elizabeth partners. So this way, when we have people in the hotel rooms, this publication also is going to be going to Puerto Rico, Miami International Airport, Liberty International Airport. So this way, when people are thinking about coming or stopping in, they'll consider us now as a destination and be able to find our local venues so they can frequent our restaurants, our nightlife, and our history. Moving right along, we've met with the county, and they've been working with us as well. We've partnered with Fairleigh Dickinson University. They are the top 4 school in the country for international tourism and hospitality. So they're going to be sending our hotels, and anybody that has to deal with retail or hospitality and tourism, they're going to be able to send us interns. And as well as once these students graduate, they're affluent in the industry, that we'll be able to quickly hire them. And we've partnered with both Elizabeth SIDs, Elizabeth Avenue and Historic Midtown. They're on board with us on several projects as well. Moving right along, just to kind of give you an idea where we're trying to take the vision. These are just some of our taglines. No Boston, NYC, and Philly. Experience Elizabeth. She'll surprise you because we do have tremendous amounts of history. Want to travel the globe, walk our streets. Club with class, city style, nightlife. And then one of our favorites, no one needs to know, high-end shopping at outlet prices. So these are just kind of some of the many taglines that we're trying to think outside of the box in accordance with the New Jersey State tourism market, which they're telling us to gear toward the millennials. So again, we're coming out of the old traditional context into some more trendy. In your packets that are at your desks, you can find our New Jersey tourism brochure. This is the first publication that we released. We were able to put this together in just a week. We met the New Jersey State deadline as they took stacks of these brochures down to Orlando, Florida, the largest international tourism convention. So there were tour operators that came from France, Brazil, China, looking to where to send their groups. Well, we want to be the alternative to New York City prices, and they were at the forefront of handing our magazines, our brochure. And this will be the first of many conventions. We didn't personally attend due to building our infrastructure, but moving forward, we will be having our own Elizabeth booth right along with the state of New Jersey and right along with other counties and municipalities that participate. The historical segment, we have finished the project of the historical Elizabeth at the Crossroads. At different locations throughout the city, at different points, there is now the QR code that people can actually go up and scan and be able to read about the historical precedence that was at that location. We are in the process of working on fixing just a couple of errors, but we want to take this to the next level because right now when you walk by, even when you drive by, it's very difficult to view, and Councilman Grova gave us a great idea, and the mayor loved it today during this segment. When you go to Boston, there's something called Patriots Path. It's like a blue line or a red line, and it takes you from point to point. So Councilman Grova brought up the idea of us painting a blue line to link all these. And then when you get to the actual sign, there would actually be a star on the ground, so people will know to look up and find out what's going on. In addition to our flyer distributions now at the county and all the historical sites, the Snyder Academy is taking a lead in bridging all the historical components in town. We want to put together a welcome center and a museum on the history of the city of Elizabeth at the Snyder Academy. So this way when we have tourists that do come in, we can send them to that location. There'll be restrooms there as well, and it's in the heart of Midtown. So we actually had a historical meeting, and that's where we had all components on the historical level in terms of representation from the county, in terms of Boxwood Hall, Snyder Academy, who were some
Historical Society, the SIDs. It was the first time in my memory of 18 years that every representative of tourism in the city was in one room at one time.
and they
That was
love
a
the
great
idea.
meeting.
We were brainstorming, applying for some state grants to enhance the history that we already do have. Some of the projects consist of getting a trolley that'll be able to go to each of those locations. Another idea was this giant naval ship to put over in our waterfront at the Veterans Park. So we're brainstorming all of these different ideas, but collectively. So this way, when somebody comes into town and they want to know, where should I go for a tour, they can look at our website. They'll be able to know exactly what time and what's available. So we're going to actually be having these meetings on a quarterly basis. Everybody was on board and again, love the idea of working together. Our fly through the city of Elizabeth, many of you may have seen it. Maybe some of you haven't. We have launched a preview or a commercial of all of the best that Elizabeth has to offer, using drone footage, state-of-the-art technology, of which it highlights our recreation, dining, nightlife, hotels, historic Midtown, and the Elizabeth Avenue partnership. We have since reached over 200,000 people with over, Lauren, go ahead.
55,000 views on Facebook, about 2,000 people shared this video to their individual personal pages. For what it was and for how early it was sent out for what we were doing, it really struck something within our community, and it's being talked about a lot.
There's a buzz.
So something is stirring up, and they're waiting for the next videos to come out.
So we have since launched a sneak peek of the bike tour from Groundworks. Tomorrow morning we will be launching the actual footage that'll advertise the bike tour as an attraction, so we can attract new bike enthusiasts for next year. In addition to that, we will be doing 15-second Instagram clips throughout the year of the bike tour. We actually filmed the drone footage at the Portugal Day Parade as well. So in a couple weeks, we will be launching the official Portugal Day commercial and then tailoring on with these 15-second Instagram clips. Again, just to get the buzz and to let people know that we do have things going on in town that's worthy of visiting. The Mills at Jersey Gardens, Gordon has that great statistic for us. Statue of Liberty has how many visitors?
9 million visitors, and it is the #1 tourist site in the state of New Jersey. Jersey Gardens, the Mills at Jersey Gardens draws 20 million plus a year, and 25 to 35% of them are international visitors, foreign visitors. So the bottom line is we need to get those people not only to the mall, but to our restaurants, to our shopping here in Midtown and other parts, and to experience some of the history in this town. Plus, we need to get them to stay here and not in New York. So
Or in Newark or in other surrounding neighborhoods.
That's what we're gonna work on.
And we were informed that the city of Elizabeth had a kiosk with a previous arrangement with when the mall was started. It has since been done away with because there was no one to maintain it. Well, Lauren and I and Gordon and this organization is here, and we'd like to take on that initiative. So we're asking for help from the mayor, from city council, so we can get that back and get the message out. So, let's see this. Our digital marketing report, just to share with you, if you could just quickly click, we have a Pinterest page. So this is now where people will start sharing us. And there'll be different boards. There'll be Tour Elizabeth, there'll be Nightlife, there'll be Parks and Recreations. When we have events, we'll be able to highlight our tree lightings or the holidays in Elizabeth. And then there'll be a history for each one of our locations. And then as things are going, this will also be shared on a regular basis. You can take this back one. We have a YouTube channel, and this is where we can view all of our videos online. We won't go through all of them, just to show you that it's there. And so we have the Portugal Day Parade sneak peek, the Elizabeth that starts here, the Tour de Elizabeth, and then just sneak peeks that are going on. So that's that. Close out. We have our Facebook page that is now active. We're looking at doing 2 or 3 posts on a weekly basis. And we're working closely with Darren and the information office in obtaining and being able to share footage and photos.
And if you look, this is the Portugal Day sneak peek. We have about 20,000 people reached, 6,700 views, almost 200 shares. That's been live maybe 3 days, 4 days.
We've shared some of the photos that Darren has
And
had.
just to show you guys, this is 192,320 people reached, 53,000 views, 1,557 shares and about 500 likes.
And again, there's comments, both positive and challenging. We've since been in touch with Kelly Vince, so we take a similar position on the way the city chooses to respond, and she's enlightening us on how to take, the ones that we can take down, we take down. The ones that are shared, we don't have control over those comments, but appropriately on specific areas, we can comment back. We are being attentive to this.
I've told several people who've commented negatively that if I had taken them to North Williamsburg or to the Lower East Side 10 years ago, they would have thought I was crazy. Go there now, you can't afford to rent, buy, or go into those clubs that are there. It starts with one step, and we want to start this. We want to change the image of Elizabeth. We want to improve what people think of us, and have people come here and see that it's true.
So moving right along. This is something that we think is really going to transform and really bring together the entire city of Elizabeth. We're putting something together along the lines of a mobile app. So while our website is user-friendly, the mobile app will actually be on the cell phones of our line-level staff at the hotels. We're going to be going around to the different restaurants and educating the staff, the waitresses and busboys. Everybody should be having this mobile app. Our cab drivers, our bus drivers. So this way, when somebody comes into town and says, what's there to do in town, we're going to be at the forefront of having it in one central location. And Lauren can kind of brief us just quickly on a couple of the
We're
features.
following the outline of our website with our stay, play, events, main categories. So you'll see here we have our dining section, our historical sites, arts and culture, shopping, and parks and rec. And those all tailor down into different foods, like for dining, American, diners, Italian, cultural cuisine. And all of the restaurants, for example, that have been in touch with us, that have expressed the want to be a part of Go Elizabeth NJ, they are all on here. Whatever's on our website is reflected on our mobile app.
And just
So
to
it's
let you know,
user-friendly.
if you don't see any of the restaurants out there, it's not because we haven't contacted them. It's taking a while for the concept to
Yes.
grasp. So when you're out in your local communities, we ask that you kind of keep us in mind, keep us in your back pocket, and let them know that we're here. We need cooperation from our community at all levels, otherwise this initiative will not be successful.
And we have all of our hotels here with the ability to, for example, give some directions, they could share it, a little bit of brief information, and they could book their stay right from the mobile app.
And with the going back to the restaurants, the nightlife, the historical components, and the hotels, right from their phone, the directions will sync with the GPS and be able to navigate them right to those locations.
Right.
We're also in partnership with the Parking Authority, because the Parking Authority has a great interactive website and map.
Interactive parking map, which unfortunately on the back end of building the mobile app doesn't allow you to preview it. But once it's live, it'll be an interactive parking map that'll show you the location of the parking garages, how many spots are in that garage. And it's interesting to look at. It's fun to play around with because it's, just
And it's real
one of
live
them highlights it, yeah. So we have all the information on here about parking. We have the rates, we have, again, the addresses, we have any information even about, getting around, taxi services, car rentals, anything that you can find in Elizabeth. We're going to have this in this mobile app to make our visitors as comfortable as possible and have everything at the touch of a fingertip.
Emergency services, so if somebody's for some reason lose their wallet or something should happen, Trinitas Hospital.
Yeah.
Again, this is gonna be one mobile app that'll integrate our city. The city of Springfield is doing it. There's a couple of other areas that are doing it. We learned about this at the New Jersey Tourism Convention back in February, and we're gonna be ready to go live July 1st. Lauren's been phenomenal in building this out for us. If you have any additional suggestions, recommendations, things that you guys wanna see on there, please let us know.
Once it becomes live, it's not carved in stone, we can always add to it. So if a
Right, this is
restaurant
an ever-changing
sees
thing.
it and says, gee,
So
I'm
this
not
is
on there,
always
just tell them to
evolving.
call us, we'll get them on there.
Absolutely.
Right.
And they don't have to pay for it.
Okay. So we talked a little bit, we'll also be able to do push notifications and events. This is our website, we'll navigate through a couple of things. It's very extensive, but we'll just highlight 2 or 3 things. So it breaks down to, if you see something you like, you can save it through your trip planner. So this way, as they're going through the site, if they like a historical component, or if they like a restaurant that sounds good, they save it to a favorite. And at the end, they can actually go out and print on a PDF the document or email it to themselves. So this way, when they come, they have their whole itinerary all ready for them.
Right. After
so-
we have events, we have cards that you guys have
In your
in your
packets.
packets. You've been spotted cards. So along with the drone footage and the photography that goes on at the events, we will be handing out these cards to everybody who attends. An event, like after the event, they will be able to go on our website for the Portugal Day, for example, and they'll be able to go through and look for their photos.
And this is a collaboration with Darren's
Yeah.
department as well in helping us be able to post these. And let's see what else we have. Here is just a ladder. You can scroll down just a little bit more. So here we have a video that'll be changed out. This is a pretty neat feature.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Okay, sure. So online, you can kind of navigate. Go Elizabeth NJ for details. And we're doing specific campaigns for events. Yes, Liz and Beth, we're going to be having some avatars that will be tweeting when we attend different events. So that'll be something else we'll be offering. But this is just an example. We partnered with Jonathan very late in his campaign, but we were able through video and SEM, we took his events. We did a giant media campaign reaching bike clubs outside the state, and we had 359 click-throughs. So the responses were fantastic. And we'll be doing this for other things going on in the city. Our car show, we're looking at putting together, this is something that's still in the pipeline. We're about 95% of our way there with IKEA and for them approving. But we're looking to put together, and hopefully it'll be instituted for next summer because we're running short on time. But we're looking at putting together something called an Elizabeth Summer Concert Series. We have, Asbury Park is known for the Stone Pony. We want to be known for our airports, our seaport. So by putting together this concert at a giant magnitude of Bon Jovi, Bruce Springsteen, doing 2 a month, it'll help generate revenue for the hotels when they're hurting on the weekends. Based on VIP, when you check into the hotel, you get your bracelet, VIP status, as well as for our local restaurants who can be food vendors at these events. The proceeds from this event would actually go back into the city. So once we pay out our expenses, we keep a little bit of a pot for the upcoming concert series, but then we'll have additional money to be able to pay for monuments of welcome to the city of Elizabeth, for planters, for additional signage, things that we need for tourism and to help with our economic development. Similar concepts within the fall when it's cold outside and we really can't get outside. We want to put together through AMC Theater, we want to do a film festival. Again, any VIP status has to stay through our hotels, that's the connection, but drawing attraction to Elizabeth at a larger level. And again, the proceeds will then be feeded back into the beautification. And this is just connections with the hotels. We're letting them know when there are different sponsorship opportunities available. So if you all get us the information, we'll in turn make sure that it gets out to our partners. That's just kind of an overview of the past 11 weeks. It's an SID that you all instituted. And we just wanted to let you know that we're here, we're working really hard, we're open to your comments and suggestions to help enhance the endeavor. So thank you again for the opportunity.
I asked Jennifer to come because when she showed it to me, I said, well, I want you to come and let the council know as a whole. And I know there's a lot of events going on in individual wards and stuff that we're planning. So please, reach out to Jennifer. This is an excellent marketing tool, not only for us to get things out into our immediate residents, but also to get it a broad base across the country, really. So thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you for the opportunity.
It sounds very exciting.
Yeah, anything, and but, we have the right staff in place now to really make something happen.
We do. Thank you for your support.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
And I personally want to thank the council for your concern and consideration during my past illness, and I really did
We're glad to
appreciate
see
it.
you back, yeah.
I'm glad to be back. Thank you.
And Councilman Torres and Councilman Cuesta, they sit on our board, so they've taken on the opportunity to report more regularly back to you guys.
Yeah, and that's, so from this point on, gentlemen, we need, because I know Jennifer is gonna be busy, I know she's gonna do a lot. City Council for the purpose of considering the approval of a letter of support for the Community Loan Fund of New Jersey Community Capital 2015 Neighborhood Enhancement Program application to the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, Division of Housing and Community Resources to purchase and rehabilitate various vacant and blighted properties throughout the city in the amount of $1 million. You heard the reading of the resolution? Oh, I'm sorry. I did. Okay.
Councilman Questa.
Here.
Councilman Grover.
Here.
Councilman Torres.
Here.
Councilman Gonzalez.
Here.
Councilman Canary. Councilman Sedano.
Here.
Councilman Ballman.
Here.
Councilman Mazza.
Here.
President Perkins Gus.
Here. Okay. Public speaking, is there anyone here wishing to address the council during a special meeting for public speaking? Seeing none, we'll close that portion. New business?
Adopt a resolution in support of the Community Loan Fund of New Jersey Community Capital's application to the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs 2015 Neighborhood Enhancement Program for $1 million to purchase and rehabilitate blighted properties throughout the city.
You heard the reading of the resolution, what is your pleasure?
Move the resolution for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded, are there any remarks? Yes, Councilman Mazza?
Madam, I did have some question. For instance, I did review my paper that was given to us last week or 2 weeks ago, which is talking about the $1 million that we are planning to approve. I think it's a great thing. But one thing puzzles me is, on the letter that I received on May the 27th, like all the councilmen received, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sites already been selected in order to go for major rehabilitation for the vacant property or whatever. What criteria and who selects those particular property? In other words, how did we arrive to select this one that we have on file?
Amen.
It was the community loan fund that chose them, the actual developer.
The actual developer.
Correct. They did so, some of the properties were previously owned by the Housing Authority, so they did have conversations with the Director of Economic Development and Planning, but it was primarily the developer that chose them themselves. And this resolution is a letter of support in regards to their application. It would actually be the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs that would give them the $1 million, not us.
Great,
It's state tax dollars.
very clear. Thank you very much.
Any
Good
other
thing.
questions?
And I believe 3 of the properties are private.
Yes,
Correct.
That's good.
yeah, but yeah, they chose them themselves.
Thank you.
And also,
Okay, any other questions?
and also, if you know of any property in your ward that could be added to the list, get that to the director. I spoke to him about it also, so he advised me if I know of any property.
And which one is this
By the way,
director?
And Director Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, I'm
Rodriguez.
sorry, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Is it kidding?
I thought you knew.
No,
Rodriguez,
I-
yeah.
Yeah.
everything is new to me, that's why I saved this on purpose to
Yep.
ask you tonight. I do my homework.
Yeah, I spoke to him about it, he said, yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
Any
But
other
you
questions?
might have something you want, right?
Any other questions? If you have any questions, please direct them to the chair and not to each
Sorry.
other as a process of protocol. Roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Grover.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilman Sedano. Councilman Ballman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Gus.
Aye. Resolution passed. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.